Today on the channel, we're surfing with the alien no more, as it's time for Kris Statlander to take her place in AEW Unmatched Series 13.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW unboxing and review. And today on the channel from AEW Unmatched Series 13, we got Kris Statlander. But for all your Kris Statlander needs and a whole lot more, make sure you hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get the deal out there, and you know this set came from Ringside, basically the exclusive home to AEW and the Jazwares brand here in 2026, spring 2026. What is time? What is spring? I don't know. But this is the only place you're going to be able to get this wave, as it looks like Target's, Walmart's no longer carrying the AEW Jazwares figures, at least as of right now. So if you're after this figure and the rest of this set, you got to go to Ringside. But in a crazy plot twist, a lot of us thought, hey, there's no more sets coming out. And we did see this Kris Statlander figure go up onto eBay, and it was a loose sample, and it was like $1,000 the bidding was where I last dived out of it, and then I couldn't find it. So I don't know if the listing got taken down, but it was up there for like $1,000, and they thought it was unreleased image, unreleased prototype, whatever you want to call it, for this figure. And then lo and behold, a couple of days later, Ringside announced the pre-order for this wave here. A different wave with only 4 figures, but a wave nonetheless. So I think that was probably taken down because the bids were crazy and nobody was going to pay that, knowing they were going to finally be officially released here. And very fun to get another crack at Kris Statlander, as she's been a tippy-top female performer for the AEW brand over the last couple of years, really from the infancy of the promotion. We did get one figure once upon a time when she was like a young Joe Satriani surfing with the alien, but now we got her more singles, world title, TBS title run era, and we got her in her Zoolander gear. Shout out to the Zoolander movie. And a quick fact time to farther from the couch. Many people know this already, but did you know I'm one class away from a minor in film? And did you know one night in film class, we had to watch Zoolander, and then we had to write a paper about Zoolander? I was like, this is not real film. What are we doing here? No, I wasn't that kind of guy. I was like, that's an easy one. I can watch that movie. It wasn't something you had to think about, which is always nice when you're trying not to think and just trying to get through college. You guys know how it goes. And you also know how this review is going to go. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. It's time for the old Stat Daddy. Yeah, Stat Daddy. That's what she goes by these days. Is it another Saturday night, too? They say that every once in a while. But shout out to Kris Statlander, a favorite of mine in the AEW female performers. Going to be interesting to see where her career goes the next couple of years. But we know it's going to the AEW Unmatched Series 13 right now, and a very cool looking figure here. I love the blue background against the silver. Just always like the packaging on this one. You get the glamour shot here, AEW over there. She's number 99 in the line, slow close to 100. Series 13 once again. On the side, AEW, you do got the E down here. If you line them up, they do say Omega. So there's always that little Easter egg with the packaging. Always enjoy that from the AEW Unrivaled and Unmatched. On the back, got the cross sell down below. You know we're unboxing every single one of those on the channel. And we will do a set rankings video where we'll wrap it all up and maybe wrap up AEW Unmatched forever. Rumors are that it is ending, but so many people have been having YouTube videos for the last couple of years saying it's over, it's over. It's not over until we heard that final bell, but we do know we got Mark Sterling coming from Major. We got multiple Ringside exclusives still to come. We also got Jazwares Vault figures to come. We're not dead yet, but it's on life support if there ever was one. Going to be interested to see where the fate of AEW figures go into 2027. I guess we'll have to stay tuned for that. Kris Statlander up top, looking good. Got her autograph there as well. Nothing else. Doesn't say what match or anything this was from. That's the way it goes, though. That's the way the old cookie crumbles sometimes. But let's get old Kris Statlander. Of course, trained by one Brian Myers, as we know. And I think Brian Myers' favorite student. I think he said that a few times. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Prison. There it is. The old Stat Daddy. She's got extra hands with her here. And she's got a beautiful robe. Can't wait to dive into this robe. Of course, this is not a McFarlane or a Mattel product, so no twist ties involved in this one. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's dive into it. Let's start with the hands first, though. How about we get one splayed out hand looking pretty good. What else we got here? We got a interesting hand. It looks like she's picking something up. It's almost like a grabbing an envelope hand, grabbing a greeting card hand. You got those two. And then we do got kind of cupping hands here. It's the come bring it hands, like she's a young rock. That's what it kind of reminds me of there. Not to be confused with the TV show Young Rock Once Upon a Time. But we do got some extra hands, and that's it in the accessory department there. Now we dive into the figure itself, and I guess let's start with the head, and then we'll get into the robe here on this one. But the head looking pretty good. It almost looks like you got a paint problem there. I know what they're trying to go for on the lips, but it's supposed to be like a lip ring. But it almost looks like she's got a tooth sticking out, or she's got a snaggle tooth. Is that what they call them? Okay, a snaggle tooth is what Todd McFarlane says. So it looks like she's got a little snaggle tooth going there. Looking a little crazy, if you ask me. She does got 2 eyes, 1 ear, 1 nose, and a mouth for those keeping track at home. I'm not sure. Oh, nope, I take it back. You can lift the hair up. She does have 2 ears. Fact check, 2 ears right here. Long hair, got the headband sculpted into the figure, which you don't get a ton of times. Sculpted in there real nice. A little green streak in her hair. Is she green with envy? Who knows what she's up to. But looking good. It looks like Kris Statlander to me. A much improved head sculpt from the early edition. And you guys know we'll do some comparisons later on this video, so stick around for that. We do get the Zoolander robe over the top here, looking absolutely wild. The white and black attack looking pretty good. And a beautiful robe here. You got the twist tie all up in there like a robe, of course. I always hate untying these things. I never get them back the way I want them to, but that's the life we live here as a collector. You guys know how it is. Pull this robe off, maybe. There we go. Let me disrobe this Statlander here. All right, there it is. But nice, beautiful robe. Great soft goods on this one. But now we're going to dive into the figure itself. We're going to find out what all the fuss is about. And unfortunately, some hallmarks of the AEW brand. I do have a little bit of staining on my shoulder on this one. So we know how that goes. It has been improved a little bit recently, and it's got white on the inside. So we've seen improvements on that, but unfortunately, I do have a little staining right on the shoulder. So your mileage may vary on that one there. For me, though, she will be displayed with the robe on. I also got a little staining on the thighs, too. So it is what it is. You can't fight City Hall at this point, especially in this late hour. But it was getting really old for a long time, but it is what it is. Once again, like I said, your mileage may vary. It does say Kris Statlander on her top, just in case somebody loses her top here. She knows it's hers. Nope, that's mine. It's got my name on it. That's what she says. Got the tattoos on the arm, looking very good. Tattoo in the back as well. Almost looks like a topographical map of the northwest Bigfoot country is what it looks like to me there. I'm not sure what exactly it's supposed to be. She's got the straps throughout. Straps around her wrist here in black. 2 fists of fury out of the package for those punches in bunches. We do get the robe colorization, the Zoolander colors on her trunks here, looking pretty good. Knee pads, same kind of thing going on. She just got 2 knee braces on. I always feel so bad for wrestlers, male and female, when they tear their ACLs, they come back, and then they got these big knee brace things going on. And like Stone Cold was the first one I think most of us remember, but it was like the Bionic Man. It was what it would kind of remind you of. It's like he's bionic. They put him back together, but it takes me out of it in a wrestling match, and I always feel bad for him. I'm like, man, you know they don't want to be wearing those, but it is what it is. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. We do got the leg tattoo as well for Kris over here, looking nice. Black boots on her down below. Arms all the way around, bicep cut, double jointed, pinned elbows. Yep, pins are in still over at Jazwares. Hands back and forth, side to side. Head back and forth, side to side, up and down. Hula hoop up top, a little looser than I would like it, in all honesty. Waist is fine. Legs are a little loose as well. Leg goes up, thigh cut, double jointed, pin knees once again. Boot cut, ankles up, down, back, forth, side to side. Our usual Jazwares articulation here in 2026. I don't think there's much changing to it now. My dream always was they would adopt the pinless joints like they do in the Supreme into the regular lines. Not sure if we're ever going to see that day. We'll see what happens. But Kris Statlander looking pretty good. And she does fit on a ringside collectible stand. Make sure you get the AEW Jazzware stands, though, for her. She's not going to work on the Mattel stand. But a fun Kris Statlander, a beautiful robe here. Another fine, soft, good example. Staining a little bit, a little minimal on mine, but you can just imagine if you open this up after a couple of years, staining will be a little bit heavier. as we always say, your mileage may vary, but I'm glad we got a Kris Statlander at the end. She really needed an update, and speaking of that update, we got the original version here when she was more alien-like once upon a time. Very cool to get an update, and I would have to think if this line kept going, if it was like 2 years ago where they were going hot and heavy, we would have a few more Kris Statlanders. I could see her being a Target exclusive, a Walmart exclusive, a Ringside exclusive, title belt, no title belt, all points in between. But now we don't know 100% yet, but seemingly are at the end of the line here like a young traveling Woolberries. And this is probably the last time we're going to see Kris Statlander from Jazwares. Something strange could happen, you never know. But if this is the one they're going out on, I think they went out pretty good as things considered here. A fun figure for Kris Statlander. But what's your thoughts on this one? A pickup, pass, long game, no game, not so sure game? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support the channel. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with videocast on YouTube. So for Kris Statlander, Unmatched Series 13, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?